Good YouTube, Quinn Wade coming to you with that instant playoff basketball analysis on the Analysis Playground on YouTube, exclusively on there forever. And we're gonna talk about them Celtics, man. Y'all know I'm a Celtics fan, and we got beat. Like I said, the better team won tonight. Let's get into it for this game. And this series is over. It's a 7-gamer. Sixers beat us 109-100. We was getting beat real bad in this one. We fought back, got it down to one, couldn't take the lead, couldn't close it out. But we battled, we gave it all we could, and we had to live with the result. That ended up being a loss for us. Philly did win the first quarter 32-19, but they lost the third quarter 31-23. They won the third quarter 33-25, and then Boston won the fourth quarter 25-21. Didn't look like we won it, but we did when it came to the final tallies. Paul George, he was solid defensively, didn't give you much offensively, but he did play 42 minutes and gave you 13 points. He went 5 of 10 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3. Made some nice threes, even off the dribble, and he was able to get the shots near the basket to go. You know, he's one of their best players, one of their best weapons. You know, he didn't give you a big night offensively, but he scored when he had to and missed, some tough ones too. Other than that, he had 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 turnovers, and 4 personal fouls, and was a +9 and plus minus. The Celtics were more speedy and more quick on the perimeter with no Tatum, so it opened up some things and it took him some gambles and some risks of what he was trying to do sometimes. And it ended up getting him in foul trouble, but he had no steals and no blocks on this one. Joel Embiid, he was the toughest one to guard besides Maxey because he was just so much bigger and so much smarter than the Celtics defender. A lot of the things they was doing was ticky-tack. It was just foolish guarding Embiid and trying to slow him down and trying to stop him. But he had a really good game because he just took his time. Whether that was the mid-range, whether that was in the post, whether that was at the three-point line. Now, he did go 1 of 4 from 3, but it was all solid looks. And then he went 9 of 11 from the free throw line. That's a good night. And then he went 12 of 26 from the field and finished with 34. That was game high for the Sixers. So he came through for them, and he got them good looks and good opportunities. He also got 6 assists with 1 turnover. That's good for him because he usually turns the ball over more than that. And then, like I said, he got a 30-10 game because he had 12 boards. He also did get a block on Jaylen Brown that was filthy. It was really, really cool to see that. Although I am a Celtics fan, I didn't see it coming. I thought Jaylen Brown for sure had it. But Embiid timed that one well. And then on top of that, he only had 2 personal fouls. And he did get 2 offensive rebounds, but still would have had a double-double because he had 10 defensive. He was a +11 and plus minus. Kelly Oubre Jr. played 31 minutes. They was just running their offense through Maxey, PG, and Joel Embiid. And Kelly Oubre was just an outside guy. Cut if you can, and if you dribble in transition, and if you can't do that, just try to hit the open 3. He went 0 of 3 from the three-point line. He finished 2 of 6 from the field and 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He did have 5 rebounds and 2 assists. He only committed 1 turnover. Like I say, he had the ball in his hands a lot. The thing he did do a lot was get 4 personal fouls, and he was a +6 and plus minus. Well, the Celtics, they just kept using Jaylen Brown a ton, and he's real physical, and he likes contact. Tyrese Maxey did a good job of finishing near the basket and at the rim, and then he pulled up some mid-ranges, some he missed, some he made, and he also went 2 of 4 from 3, and some of those were just tough off the dribble, but he can do that, but you have to also be happy that he didn't take too many of them in this one. He went 6 of 6 from the free throw line, finished 11 of 18 from the field. That's a dominant performance when you look at the fact that he also had 11 rebounds and 7 assists. He was trying to be in every area that he could to help his team win. And if he found a way to not score, it's because he was giving it up because he seen somebody that could and gave it to him at the right time, and they was able to take advantage of it. He had 1 turnover, 4 personal fouls, and was a +8 and plus minus. DJ Edge gone. 44 minutes. 23 points is what he had. He kept getting open looks, open drive in lanes, open threes. He went 5 of 11 from 3, 8 of 17 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He did get 6 boards, 4 assists, but he also got 3 turnovers. It was a really good game for him considering that he's a rookie, and he stepped up in a big game for the Sixers. They have had trouble beating the Celtics in the playoffs in the past, but they was able to finally get past us, and it took them 7 games to do it. and they had to win 3 straight games to get it done, and they did it in Boston on top of that. So you gotta give this team a lot of credit for getting that done. One offensive rebound, 2 personal fouls, and a plus 19 and plus minus. Justin Edwards, 2 minutes, 1 field goal. He missed it, so he went scoreless. He also had no turnovers, 1 personal foul. It was a -8 and plus minus. Dominic Barlow, 2 minutes. He went scoreless. He had no turnovers. He had no personal fouls. It was a +1 and plus minus. Andre Drummond played 8 minutes. He got a rebound and the assist, but he didn't take any shots or free throws, so he went scoreless. He had no turnovers, 2 personal fouls, and was a -2 and plus minus. And Quentin Grimes was able to make one of his shots, and then he went 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He went 0 of 1 from three, 1 of 4 from the field for 3 points, and he played 26 minutes, which was the most off the bench. But he still helped because he had 6 boards and 4 assists. Those are good numbers when you can turn down shots or be a weapon out there, and they try to find a way to close out to you. You can find somebody else. And getting rid of the ball early for easy reads is always good for the offense, especially when it's a score after it. And then he also had no personal fouls, was a +1 and plus minus. And then the Celtics, we had trouble in this game scoring. We just missed a lot of open threes. And it's not even the Sixers defense. Sometimes they gambled on leaving guys open, and we just couldn't make them pay for it. We took 49 threes compared to the 28 of the Sixers. Once we finally started mixing it up and switching it up, we started scoring better on the Sixers. The problem that happened was Maxey and Embiid kept scoring, and they kept finding ways to get others involved, while Jaylen Brown and Derek White were just taking their time, just going shot for shot. And if it wasn't them, it was Peyton Pritchard, who also took half his shots. Over half his shots was threes. And Brown, he couldn't close for us. He was making some good shots to keep us in it. Then he missed a couple mid-ranges. Then he missed a couple threes. And that was game. We couldn't score when it mattered. And to get us on top, we couldn't score to keep the lead either, because we was too busy missing too many shots and doing too many fouls. But Luka Garza got to start. He played 9 minutes. He went 0 of 2 from the field. His only shots was threes. He also had 1 turnover in the block. He got 3 quick personal fouls and was out of there for Missoula. He was a -15 and plus minus. Derek White played the most minutes, which was 45. He ended up getting 26 points. He went 9 of 26 from the field. We needed way more than that to go in, but he couldn't get it done for us tonight, whether that was layups, whether that was pull-ups, whether that was mid-ranges. No matter what he tried to do, he just couldn't score efficient enough, and he has had that problem throughout the series and the season. And then he finished 5 of 16 from 3. He took some fast ones, he took some rush ones, he took some forced ones, but they count as makes and misses. He missed more than he made. He couldn't even make half, and that was a problem. But he also did go 3 of 4 from the free throw line. He had 6 rebounds, 4 assists, no turnovers. He also had 3 blocks. Kept catching guys off guard by coming over as a help defender, and it worked out a couple times. And then he had 2 offensive rebounds, 3 personal fouls, and was a -6 and plus minus. Jaylen Brown played 40 minutes. I have respect for how he played. He was trying to defend Embiid. He was trying to carry the team as much as he could. And he was one of the reasons why we stayed in it sometimes. He had 33. That was game high. And then he went 12 of 27 from the field. He went 3 of 9 from 3. And, well, it was game high for the Celtics. And he went 6 of 6 from the free throw line. So, if he made 2 more threes, this is a different game. It's a different chance of us winning. It didn't happen. Make 2 mid-ranges that he missed. Make 2 threes. This is a different way we look at the game. Even if he made 3 more threes, it would have been totally different, but it didn't happen. 9 rebounds. That was real good for the starters. He was the highest rebounder for the starting lineup. He did also have 4 assists, but it came with 3 turnovers. He also had 3 blocks. He only had 3 personal fouls, 1 offensive rebounds, and was a -16 and plus minus. Ron Harper Jr. played 4 minutes. He missed his only shot, which was a 3. And then he had 2 steals, which was really good. And that was actually game high for the Celtics, even though he only played 4 minutes. He also had no personal fouls and was a -7 and plus minus. Bayer Shireman, he was another guy that they left open a lot, but he couldn't make him pay. He went 0 of 4 from the field and 0 of 3 from the three-point line. He went scoreless in this game, although he played 22 minutes. He had 6 rebounds, 2 assists, no turnovers, and a steal. 2 offensive rebounds, 2 personal fouls, and a -9 and plus minus. Sam Hauser, 30 minutes, 11 points, 4 of 7 shooting from the field, 3 of 6 from three. He came in hot, and it kind of made us like we should have started this guy if he's gonna shoot threes like he ended up shooting. And then he even was able to make a little mid-range floater type shot. But when you start him, sometimes he don't make threes. So I guess we had to live with the decision. He had 3 rebounds, 1 assist, no turnovers, 1 offensive rebound, 2 personal. Was a -3 and plus minus. Kada didn't start either, but he played 33 minutes and still got 5 personal fouls. And then he was able to score in the paint, and he also made his free throws. He went 3 of 3 from the free throw line, even in the fourth quarter. So that was good, and he finished with a double-double because he had 12 boards, and we needed that hugely because he was the only person to get double figures in rebounds on the Celtics. But he also had 1 assist, 1 turnover, and 1 offensive rebound out of the 12 and was a +9 and plus minus. And then Peyton Pritchard didn't have the worst game. 39 minutes, that was the most off the bench. He took the most shots off the bench for 13. He went 5 of 13 from the field. He had 13 points, 2 of 7 from three is what he shot. He went 1 of 1 from the free throw line. He ended up making the mid-range. He ended up attacking and getting open from three. Just didn't nail him as much as we needed him to. He did set guys up. That was the best thing he did besides score a couple times with the 7 assists. And I say that because he had no turnovers when he had the ball in his hands. He was just making quick decisions. He had 5 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 offensive rebounds, 1 personal foul. It was a -2 and plus minus. Jordan Walsh, 5 minutes. He went 0 of 2 from three. Since that was the only shots he took, he went scoreless, and they was wide open threes. He ended up having no turnovers, no personal foul. Was a +1 and plus minus. Hugo Gonzalez, 13 minutes. He went 0 of 3 from the field. He ended up missing all his threes. They was all wide open, and he missed both of his free throws. He had 3 rebounds, no turnovers, 1 offensive rebound, 4 personal fouls. It was a +3 and plus minus. As we know, we got too hung up on the threes. We took so many of them, but I can't be too mad at it because a lot of them was wide open. And some of them we didn't have to take, and that will be the argument that some of them was rushed and forced and unnecessary. But that's why we have to turn them down and drive and try to get a mid-range floater or even to the free throw line. We didn't do that enough. Once we start mixing that in a little bit, we got back in the game. So we can't be wrong thinking like that as fans and as watchers of the game because that killed us. Just chucking up threes over and over again was not how we got it in this game, and that's not how we had a chance to win it. But it is what it is. It's part of how this game went. 93 field goals taken by the Celtics. We only shot 40%. The Sixers did take 82, which is 11 less, but they made 48% of them anyway. They also, like I said, took 28 threes, but they made 39% of them, and that was huge for them. And on top of that, like I said, we didn't get the mid-range a lot. We didn't get the free throw lines a lot. So we only took 16 free throws, and we shot 81%, which is good. But the Sixers took 23, and they shot 87%. Both teams had 44 rebounds, 19 assists for the Celtics, 25 for the Sixers. 5 turnovers, that was what kept us in the game, is that we didn't really make too many mistakes. And the problem was the Sixers didn't either, though. They had 9, which is low. And then 4 steals for the Celtics, none for the Sixers, which is really good for the Celtics. And then 7 blocks for the Celtics, only 1 for the Sixers, and that was a Joel Embiid block. 10 offensive rebounds also for the Celtics, 3 for the Sixers. And then we had 34 defensive rebounds since we missed more shots. The Sixers had more opportunities to get rebounds, and they got 41 defensive, and that's how it evened out with the rebound total. And then 23 personal fouls for the Celtics, 19 for the Sixers. They put us out. They beat us. They was the best team, and you can't say, oh, we didn't have Vucevic. We didn't have Tatum. They had guys missing. They had guys not playing too. Joel Embiid missed a couple games in the beginning of the series, and then he came back and had a good series, and he had a couple dominant performances, 2 at least, in this series. And it was tough. It was hard. It was difficult to watch, knowing that we was right there in the fourth quarter. We played so bad. We was beating ourselves a lot of the time, and we still had an opportunity to get the lead. We still had an opportunity to win the game at home, and we failed to do it. We failed to get it done, and we failed to close them out. And a lot of it just has to do with us being stubborn and prideful on how we play and how our style of basketball is. We had the guys that's been doing it all year. We had the guys that can make shots. Just wasn't falling in enough. We just didn't get enough stops. We was a little bit too undisciplined with our defense and our fouling, and it ended up working out in the favor of the Sixers. Those small things just kept adding up throughout the game, and it gave them just enough of an edge, just enough of an advantage for them to be able to beat us. And it is what it is. Like I said, Jaylen Brown, he tried. He made some tough ones. He took some tough ones. His teammates took some open ones and some tough ones from time to time. And we just got to look at it and say they was a better team tonight. They got us. And we just got to look forward to the off season and try to retool this duo of Tatum and Brown. Come back, get fresh, get healthy. We still young enough to make another run. And we just got to add some more pieces. And once we do that, we'll see if we a championship contender next year. And hopefully Tatum and Brown can stay healthy the entire next season. And hopefully the role players around them support them better and play better. And if we keep some of the other guys that's young, hopefully they develop and learn some things and bring the experience from the playoffs and the regular season and be ready to come back better next year. So we ain't too sad. We ain't too mad. You know, we lost the series. You know, we lost one last year, and people still liked us this year. And we overachieved to a lot of people this year. So it wasn't the worst season ever, but it wasn't a championship one either. And it was a series where we was up 3-1, and all we had to do was win one game. We only had to win 1/4 quarter to advance to the second round, and we couldn't get it done, and that's unfortunate and that's sad. But we gotta give love and credit to the Sixers. They played us tough. They made it hard. They made it difficult. They made shots, and they was drawing at us because they was feeling themselves, and they felt like they was better, and they feel like they can compete us, and they feel like they can beat us, and they did. So they backed it up. You know, it's either you put up or shut up. They put up with us throughout the series, and they shut us up and put us out. There ain't nothing else I can say about it. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Hit that notification bell to get that analysis when it first come out. Y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. Peace. And I'll see y'all later today, hopefully with more analysis, man.